Have you ever realized your partner's friends were using you without you knowing? I found out the hard way. I had been dating Liam for 5 months. Things were smooth until his college friends, mostly guys from his fraternity, started texting me constantly, inviting me to bar trivia nights, football games, and weekend camping trips. At first, I thought it was sweet. They barely knew me. Yet suddenly, I had 7 new contacts in my phone. Ryan, Jake, Matt, Connor, Ethan, Tyler, and Sean, all messaging me about plans, asking about Liam, and treating me like a lifelong friend. Initially, I loved it. Finally, a boyfriend whose friends actually wanted me around, unlike my ex's group, who barely tolerated me and always made me feel like an outsider at parties. But then, I noticed the weird pattern. Ryan asked what Liam liked for breakfast. Matt inquired about his favorite movies. Connor wanted to know how he spent his free time, his childhood fears, even what brand of shoes he wore. They knew nothing about him personally despite being his closest friends for years, but suddenly, they were obsessed with learning everything about him through me. At first, I thought they were just curious friends, trying to bond better with Liam. The group chats became relentless. Does he like camping or prefers indoor hobbies? Favorite music? Relationship goals? I genuinely assumed they were planning some surprise birthday or bachelor-themed party. Then I noticed Liam never mentioned hanging out with these guys. When I casually brought up dinner with Ryan or trivia night with Matt, he'd look confused and quickly change the subject. He claimed he barely talked to anyone beyond project stuff for college assignments. During a weekend game night, I started noticing odd behavior. Ethan would always hang around the couch I sat on, subtly steering conversations about Liam. Tyler would ask if he liked a certain movie genre or board game, taking mental notes on my answers. It was like they were conducting a personal survey on him, through me. The breaking point came last Saturday. I was grabbing drinks with Sean at a local pub when he said something that made my stomach drop. It must be hard being with someone like Liam, right? So patient with how awkward he gets around new people? What do you mean? I asked, confused. Sean went pale, like he'd realized he'd said too much. He sometimes has trouble socializing, but you know that already, right? He muttered something vague about his shyness, then bolted to the bathroom. 15 minutes later, he made some fake excuse about a phone call and left. I got home and found Liam sitting on the couch looking guilty. Before I could ask, he started explaining. Liam had severe social anxiety around men he considered friends, even his college, fraternity brothers. He could barely hold a conversation and often froze in group settings. He'd come up with a solution, introduced me as his outgoing cousin who lived nearby, so the guys could hang out with me instead of having awkward interactions with him. It turns out, all 7 of them had a crush on Liam and were trying to get closer through me. For 3 months, I'd been unknowingly acting as the middle person, managing social situations, giving advice, and helping them connect with Liam. The worst part? Liam said he'd been planning to tell them the truth eventually, but they were so happy being friends with me that he didn't want to ruin it. When I asked if any of them had actually tried to pursue him using the information I shared, his long silence and inability to meet my eyes told me everything I needed to know. I spent 3 months being their social bridge without even realizing it, and the moment I did, I couldn't stop laughing and crying at the same time.